from there. So I remember the first thing that I wanted to do was to process everything before I made any decisions, and I wanted to let my teammates know like what was going on with everything, because they're my biggest supporters. They are my backbone through this whole process, not only them but my family as well. So I wanted to keep them in the loop with everything, missing spring ball and workouts because of all this. Like, they had a right to know. So I remember going into the locker room and we had workouts. So we all met in the weight room. I think it was like one Thursday morning, I don't really remember, but we all met in there and everybody's staring at me and I'm like, oh God, like I really don't know how to keep myself together to tell them this, but like, I gotta do it. So I had told my coach and she kind of was like helping me through how to figure out how to tell them.
When Lex came to me or called me and told me about her doctor's appointment and what had been going on, you know, it was just a little bit of sit and wait and get the results, and then from the results, then we'll worry about what's next. And so when she first came in and told us, or I think it was just me, told me that she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Of course, the things that go through your head are thoughts about older people that have gone through it and what that typically means and how that affects them. She wanted to tell the team. She wanted to be the person who told the team. She didn't want anybody to find out outside of her. So we had a practice that day and we called everybody in and invited the seniors back to do it because it was after the season. And so she told him.
And I sat there and I said, look, I said, I'm gonna be okay through all this, but know that I am gonna have to miss out on pretty much the rest of spring ball. I do have cancer and we've got to get it taken care of.
I was terrified, I feel like any other girl would be, especially at this age.
Yeah, I mean, when she told us, I instantly was like covered in chills. I didn't really know what to think other than like, this is going to be really scary and she's going to be going through a lot and she's going to need us more now than ever before. She is someone that can definitely beat it.
Playing with her, you would know, Lex is one of the toughest, if not the toughest girl that's out there on the field with us. And her being exposed to this type of, obstacle, there was no doubt in my mind that she wouldn't be able to defeat it 100%. So.
After telling them, they took it pretty hard, but from day one, once they found out, they were always checking on me, making sure that I was good to go. They were supporting me through it all. And if I ever needed to talk to anybody, they were always there.
Right then and there, she said, I'm gonna kick its ass. Like, I'm gonna defeat it. And right from then and until now, and as her journey continues, she's just been showing so much strength and perseverance, saying, this is another obstacle I'm gonna get through. She's been saying from the beginning that she couldn't do this without, her support system and everything, her friends, her family, us, but honestly, the person that she is, I believe she could get through it regardless if she had that support system on her back, because just how strong she is with everything she's been going through.
The team jumped right in. I mean, they called, they texted, they kept in contact. It was a constant bit of information, and just a constant reminder to Lex that whether she was having a good day or a bad day, the players were there for her. And, she has a sister and a brother, but these sisters of hers were right here for her and going to do anything they could to help her mentally get through this, especially since we couldn't visit and we really couldn't do anything physically for her. So they were very good about that part of it and helping her mental state to stay positive and to stay focused.
Making sure that they understood that I was going to be okay. I remember them calling me and texting me and making sure that I was in good spirits about it all. I remember after surgery, people sent me flowers. They were always texting and calling, making sure that I was okay and asking if I needed anything or if there was anything that they could do, which truly was hard to answer because I didn't need anything, but the fact that they were willing to do anything and everything for me, truly melted my heart. Honestly, couldn't have asked for a better team through all this, couldn't have asked for better supporters through all this, because if it wasn't for them on the days that I needed it, or just in general, I don't know where I would be mentally through all this, because it takes a mental toll on you. it puts you into a different perspective for life. I remember there's been nights that I just have cried myself to sleep because like I'm 21, I've been through the unthinkable, like who's gonna want to be with me in the future? Like my body is so completely different now that it's a self-confidence issue. It's not easy to handle, but you know, I think that through all this, God has a purpose, and He doesn't give any battles to people that He knows that they can't handle. Like, He knew I could do this. He knew that I could get through this. He knew that placing this team here and this coach here and my mom and my family and my best friend through all this, He knew that with their support, I'd get through it no matter what. Those days that I needed them, somehow, some way, I wouldn't show it, but they would just text me out of the blue, and it flipped my mood right around, like, instantly. And you don't really realize that you need that support until it's too late. And honestly, like, those nights that I would just sit in bed, like, thinking about everything, I mean, the next day they'd text me and you'd be like, wow, like, I wonder if somebody sent them a message saying I needed that. But it truly had kept my spirits high through all this. They made sure that I was good at all times and that I didn't need anything, and if I did, they would get it for me, and pushed me to be the best me through this whole process, and that helped tremendously. So for them, I'm always thankful for that, and that I'll hold to my heart forever.